A very good afternoon to all of you. We are again on the market briefing for the 2nd of April, and that is the Thursday, which is the most volatile day for gold. So, before we start, let me give you the introduction of mine, and then I'll guide you that what will be the flow of this session. So, my name is Anurag. I'm the Senior Client Success and Learning Manager at BMN Capital. And in this session, I'm going to discuss first the technicals of all the market segments, including gold, silver, oil, Forex, indices, and in the last crypto. In this technicals, I will give special emphasis on identifying the current trend, then the important zones which are very important, and then we use few indicators to take the second confirmation. So take this session as purely education, not a trading advice. So I am just showing you how I decide my biasness and how I plan my trades. Then, once we discuss the technical story of the charts, right, then we are going to move to the fundamental part, and we try to discuss the fundamental and the macroeconomic data which are still pending to be released, and try to connect the dots with the fundamentals along with the technicals to have a plan which directions, right? Whether we are identifying any good trading opportunity or not. So here we are again. Let's cut the long story short and start today's day. So we start with the gold. So over here you can see the gold into the daily chart, right? For the past few days, we have seen a very good spike into the prices of gold, and on a daily time frame, they have made a three white soldiers, which is the three green candles which we can see. And today in the morning, after testing the 4775, which is a very strong resistance area which we have marked, and why it is important, I'll tell you when we discuss the H4 chart. Prices have taken the reversal toward the downside, and now they are giving us the exhaustions. So at the start of the race, they have given all their strength, which is an indication that this is 100% a profit booking, not a reversal into the prices. First and the foremost thing. Now, see over here, right? This three candles, which is the green or the bullish order flow towards the upside. Now the chances are the sellers to give in. Now we need to watch. We have 2 days remaining. That is today, Thursday, and tomorrow, Friday, whether the prices are successfully push the prices towards this low or not, right? So if they do so, then the whole market symmetry is going to change toward the bear side. If they fail, then we wait for the prices to take a U-turn, and then we'll jump into taking the buy calls. Now let's move on to the H4 time frame, right? And see over here the zones which I'm marking, right? See this small green candles, right? Which is an order block, right? Which is still not been mitigated. And just below this order block, we have a very strong red candle, which is showing imbalance, right? And prices have tapped this area, right? So let me mark this area also over here, right? And the SMC psyche is activated, right? And we have a profit booking towards the downside from the same area. That is the reason I've told you that this area is acting as a very strong resistance area. Now, second thing which we need to do, we need to identify the current trend, right? So I will not going to take this because this is a kind of sideways movement, right? So we have a distribution, then we have a sideways market, which is kind of manipulation. And then we have again seen the trend toward the upside. So let me mark this point to this point, right? Just to have a clear trend, right? And this is a trend line which is acting as a very strong resistance. And in the H4, after a bearish engulfing pattern, right, we have been forming a bullish harami pattern, right? So that means high probability today we are not going to have a very good volatile movement into the prices, because whenever we have this kind of patterns, right, like this over here. You can see same kind of pattern, right? And prices move sideways, right? So same kind of movement we've been expecting into the prices, right? So that thing is clear. This trend line is being respected by the market. Second thing, now let's put the technical indicators to see what kind of confirmation they are giving, right? Whether they are also telling the same tone, or is there is any kind of anomaly is present, right? So over here, I'm using the RSI, right, which is my favorite, and it's a very simple tool. I've used the RSI of 5 period, right, and I have applied the calculation of the RSI on the median price, right. So let me put it over here, right. Now see in the these two candles, right, prices from the overbought area, which is almost they are trading at the 93.84 levels. They have fall to the oversold area of 30. That means just this is a price corrections, right? We've discussed the time correction and this is the price corrections, right? So in the H4, it is showing us sideways movement. So those who are trading on a bigger time frame and those who have this question into their mind that where we can expect gold into the upcoming weeks, they need to analyze gold uh, charts on H4 time frame, then you'll get the clear direction. Now if you are an intraday trader, now we have to move to the smaller time frame, that is the H1 or 15 minutes. So we'll see the H1. So at the start of the Asian session, right, prices try to go up, make a very good inverse pin bar, right? A lot of people will call it hammer also, right? And prices went down. Then they have rested for 3 candles, which is the star in the south pattern, and then again they have breaked it, and then again went down, and now they again went up, right? And they are trying to go back into the zone which is above this trend line, right? So this is an one indication. We have 2 green candles which is telling us that from the low, right, buyers have came, right? Now what we need to do, this is not a buy. First of all, see this low, exactly this low is being respected by the market as a very important resistance, and prices are taking a U-turn. So high probability that prices is going to take a correction to the downside. If you are very aggressive like me, so you need to decide that whether today you want to play aggressive or conservative, right? So today I'm going to play very aggressive. And I've already taken my short positions toward the downside for the from the level of 4631 by keeping my stop losses above the 4651. My target is 1 is to 1 and 1 is to 1 is to 2, right? That means my final target is at 4591 levels, right? Why? This is the only reason, right? Prices went down, retested it. Now I'm waiting that prices might push down, right? If this low has been taken, new trend has been started toward the downside, take sell, right? And if this low is not taken and prices takes a U-turn, that means sellers are there, buyers came, then again sellers try to push, but these two buyers are so strong and so defensive, right? So they defend their stop losses and again they are pushing the price upwards, which is an indication that the buyers are getting strength. So I'll change my biasness toward the buy side and take the buy positions, right? So that this is my alternative scenario. My current biasness I have already shared you. Now let's take second confirmation from the silver, because whatever gold is doing, same kind of behavior we've been expecting from the silver also. Now this is silver into the black background charts, right? See over here we have seen a very big candle, right? This is kind of weird thing as compared to the gold, because we haven't seen such kind of pattern over here, right? So right now silver is reacting very fast as compared to gold, right? So a very good exhaustion. Prices came down, right? Again, they have tried to go up. In the gold chart, we have 2 green candles, right? Over here, we have only one green candle, right? So we need to see that whether the prices are tend to make a U-turn or not. But if you have a look on the RSI 5, right, you can see that the symmetry of the RSI from the down is not that impressive, and it is not telling me that this is a reversal is being forming, right? High probability, it is just a trap which is being designed by the bears to trap the buyers, right? Why and how? First of all, whatever investment the big players of the market have invested to push the prices downwards, right? They need the exact amount or more amount of stop losses resting below this low, right? Till the time that much SLs are not being placed below the low of this candle, the upside momentum is going to sustain. Once the math is going to be matched, right? That means debit and credit are balanced. You will see a sudden spike, which is going below the low of this candle to hunt the stop losses. So it's better that you should wait for the prices to do it, right, and help the big players of the market to hunt the stop losses of the retailers, right? So there is only two psyche which works in this market. Either think that you are the king of the market, right? You are here to hunt the stop losses, right? So act like the smart money, like the institutions, or be the liquidity, that is the retail traders. Okay. Now the US oil. So again, the US oil have risen, right? Yesterday we had the data of the oil stock exchange data, which has surprised in the morning release and the afternoon release. The things are quite different. And after this, we have seen a sudden spike into the prices toward the upside, which is quite abnormal, right? Not abnormal, but things are cooling down. Trump is saying that within 2, 3 weeks everything will be settled. Oil prices should go down. Even the Bloomberg analysts have also quoted that soon we'll find oil prices below the 52 mark, 52 barrels, right? And right now it is trading at 102. So this is called the anchor effect. So don't get trapped into the news. Follow someone who understand the news, who give you the right interpretation of the market. And the good thing is that we have a dedicated social media handles for this, like Telegram groups and WhatsApp community, which is without any cost. You can visit and see our analysis along with the technical things and the fundamentals. So we'll connect we will connect everything, right? Process it and give you the finished product, right? Which will clear all the noises. Now, what to do in the oil prices, right? So it's very easy that we have this candle sitting over here, which is going to act as a very strong uh, resistance, right? Why? We have the imbalance. So for the SMC, we have the fair value gap, which is right now prices are trading in that fair value area. And just above that, we have a order block sitting above, right? So the chances of reversal is there, but this current momentum is not showing any strength of a reversal, right? Any dip which will come into the oil price will bring more buyers, right? Because for them this is going to be very attractive. And if you ask my personal opinion, till the time this war is escalating, the highest mark which the oil prices can achieve is the $120 per barrel, right? Now let's have a look on a daily time frame, right? So still it is in the consolidation, but if you see and mark this area, the upside momentum is quite promising towards the upside, right? After making the divergence in the RSI, still the prices are showing strength toward the upside. Second thing, see my indicators, right? So over here I've used the alligator indicator, right, by the Bill Williams, and see this area of this indicators are acting very good, right? And this is a alligator which is opening its mouth, right? So prices try to come down, right? And again they get a rebound from this, right? So this is high probability that prices will go up and hunt the all the assets which are resting above the 103.75 mark. So I am towards the buy side, right? But taking a buy will be quite challenging, right? So we'll come on to the more microscopic chart of 15 minutes. See over here, right? Wait for a dip. Once that dip is complete, then we'll take the buy call. Otherwise, see this. the best buying level will come from this trend line liquidity, right? If prices really wants to go up, right? And every time, so if you're watching this, go to your chart, mark any trend line, whatever is the second touch of the trend line, high probability that prices will come down and hunt the stop losses which are resting below the point number two, right? Which is the touch two, right? Prices will come down and then take a U-turn, and that is the time when we need to create a buy on dip strategy, right? Buy on dip position. So this is for the oil. Now let's have a look on the indices, that what indices are telling, right? So let's see that why I see indices every time because I need to focus that what kind of sentiment is being conveyed by the market to me, right? Either it is a risk on sentiment or a risk of sentiment. So I need to watch a riskier asset also. And indices and stocks are the most riskier assets, right? Because they give the highest returns. So whether where the money is flowing right now, either it is going into the fixed income assets like bonds and all, right? Or into the safe haven assets or non-yielding assets, which is gold, right? Or into the riskier assets like stocks and indices. So prices went up. See, my alligator have changes course towards the downside. Prices have fall. Momentum has been slowed. Prices try to go up. Now they are in a phase of time corrections, right? So we need prices to go above this red line, right? So this is the jaw, right? This is the teeth, and this is the upper jaw, right? Or you can call it tongue also, tongue of the alligator, right? So if alligator wants to swallow anything, we need prices or that specific animal to go inside the mouth of the alligator. Once it is done, then there will be a change of reversal. So that is the way to use the alligator indicator. I'm a very good, very huge fan of Bill Williams, right? I used a lot of indicators which have been developed by Bill Williams, right? So, and it's your choice, whatever indicator you want to use, right? And for strength, I use the RSI. So see, I'm not taking any trades. We have a very good imbalance. I wait for the prices to come into this imbalance area, which is overlapping with my alligator also. If I find any kind of reversal, I will take a sell call toward the downside because all the geopolitical events are supporting the same thing. Now we'll see the cryptocurrency, right? So we have a alternative asset class. So what we'll see that how that alternative asset class is been performing, right? So for that we use the daily time frame, a lot of long-term consolidation on a daily time frame, right? And somehow I don't know, this area of 63,000 and 65,000 is being acting as a strong resistance, which is being testing again and again, again and again. So if any level tested lot of time, the more it tested, the weaker it becomes. So the chances or the probability toward the downside break is quite high. Second thing, see my alligator indicator. Again, it is showing that I'm just taking the rest and now I'm ready to take a very deep dive, right? On the lower market trajectory, right? Towards the lower market trajectory. So chances of a breakout toward the downside is quite high. And I've told you that this candle's low, right? Which is 64937 is very important. If prices went below the low of this candle, I'll take the sell call, right? And it will be a very long-term sell call because I'm taking that decision on a daily time frame. And see this point, prices will go below the low of this candle and they will create a divergence, right? Divergence simply means designing the trap to collect the liquidity, right? Liquidity means the retail traders stop losses. So because of the divergence, lot of people think that prices might take a reversal. They take the buy, they place their stop losses below the low, and then the real game start and the smart money is going to hunt the stop losses. Now we came to the last segment to discuss on the technical basis, which is the currencies, right? So for this, I'm going to discuss the Euro USD and AUD USD, right? So first, let's have a look on the Euro USD chart. So same like gold, Euro USD also have been fallen down, right? And still over here, I've used the band, right? I've used the moving average band of 9, and you can see in the past times also how well it is being respected by the price, right? So prices break this band, taken the correction, then again continuation, and again they have touched it, right? So I am very, very sure that prices will go down, right? And over here we have a very good imbalance, fair value gap for the SMC lover, order block setting, right? So prices will tap this. So from here to here, I am a seller. At this point of time, I see the behavior and then I decide in which direction I'll go. Okay. So this is for the Euro USD. Now the odd USD. Same. Right, I don't have to analyze the whole chart. If gold is falling, Australia will, because it is directly proportionate. There is a positive correlation between the Australian currency, Australian dollars and gold. So if gold is weaker, Australia is also going to get weaker. And if gold is getting weaker, oil is rising, dollar is going to get stronger. So it's very clear that odd USD is also going to go down, right? So don't waste your time. A very good swing has been already made, right? So you can take the sell call, but keep your stop losses above, right? This high. So there will be a big stop losses or wait for some time, right? Because right now prices are trading sideways. Why? Because they want to come into the mouth of the alligator. So they are in a phase of time correction. When it is done, and high probability you'll find the sell call from this fair value gap, from this imbalance, right? Then, if there is a reversal and all the three moving averages are pointing downwards, take the sell call. This is a trading advice. This is not a trading advice. I'm just giving you that how I analyze or my team analyze the charts very fast, because we need to produce lot of recommendations, right? Anytime anybody calls us and wants our opinion, so that is the way we do the analysis. We use these tools, right? And over here you can see awesome oscillators I've used, right? This is also coming from the family of Bill Williams, right? So this works very best, right? How to use it? If you're using Alligator and awesome oscillator, if all three moving averages are pointing downwards and we have consecutive red bars, that means clear sell. If all three are heading upwards and we have consecutive green bars, more than three green bars, you can think of taking the buy call, right? See over here, right? One, two, three, and after three, the red has been come. So it will clear your noises and you'll not get fake entries, right? Or false entries. Now we have discussed the technical part. Now let's move on to the economic calendar. So let me share you my screen, right? And for this, I'm using the trading economics chart. And these are the datas for today, right? So Japan foreign bond investment. Previously it was negative, now it is more negative. Okay. Then in stock investment by foreigners. Previously it was negative 2511. Right now it is negative 4448. What does that mean, right? So those who have invested into the riskier assets of Japan or Japanese companies stock market, so foreign investors have withdrawn their profit, right? So they have take out their money from the Japanese economy. Now for the Australia balance of trade, if you see, it is very good, right? So they have previously 2.25 billions and right now it is 5.68 billions. That means they have a surplus, right? And when they have a surplus, I don't know why they charge so much income tax. If any economy is into the surplus, they should not have income tax at all. Now let's have a look on the exports. Previously it was negative, right now it is positive. So exports are doing good. Lot of people are buying copper, gold, silver, right? And the biggest buyer of all these materials which is being exported from the Australia is China. Imports. So previously it was in positive, right now it is in negative. So that is the reason we have seen the balance of trade is in positive figures. And any economy is considered as good if the exports are high and imports are low. Then at the 5 p.m. we have the US President Trump speech, right? You can visit the Bloomberg site, you'll find all the details, right? Let me give you the correct same thing which I've discussed, that within 2 3 weeks he's going to settle everything, that he'll leave the state of Hormuz for the other companies, other countries, right? And other countries uh, will handle this situation. And when they are handling this situation, then too Iran will have option to have a deal with the US, right? So that is the thing which they have told, right? Then the 10-year Japanese government bond auction, right? So they have increased their interest. So this is a good thing, right? So for a 10 years, so we need to see the data that how much money have been accumulated. Although you can see a small graph over here, right? When I click it, you can see the Japanese government bond yields are continuously rising. So it is a bad sign for gold, right? If the bond yields are rising, whether from the US or from the Japan, that will going to impact negatively to precious metals, right? Because the fixed income assets are performing very good as compared to non-yielding assets. Now let's come to the data which are still pending to be released. Turkey, right? Although we don't trade into the Turkish lira, but Turkey is playing a very important role, especially into the current price movement of gold, the free fall in gold. Then comes the Russia. Both these two countries are continuously selling their gold reserves, right? So this will be the point of research for my team to identify that what are the reasons why they are selling gold, right? Especially Turkey. Russia is also doing the same thing. And they are selling and India and China is buying right now. Okay. Then we have the challenger job cuts, so that will have a minute impact on the prices. Then we have the Canada data for the balance of trade, and it is going to come into negative for sure, right? Then we have the balance of trade data for the US, and it is also going to come into the deficit. US never have a surplus budget, right? So they spend more as compared to the what they earn. Now the most important data for today, right? For a lot of retail traders. But for me, this is the second most important, which is the initial jobless claim data. Everybody knows that the job market or the labor market is not performing good. And when the inflation and the oil prices are rising, this is going to perform very badly. Although the consensus have given for 212K and the forecast is for 213K, but I'm not agree with them, right? I'm expecting a surprise into the initial jobless claim, and this surprise is going to bring a very good strong volatile movement in gold, right? Then we have this speech, right? So if we don't find any good movement into the prices, right, of gold at this point of release, that movement will come when this speech and this auction is going to happen. These are the short-term bill auctions, right? So right now, when everything is in problem, fixed income assets are going to perform very well. So that means the money from the gold is going to flow into the fixed income assets. So somebody have taken buy, they have shorted their gold positions. That's the reason gold have fall down. So they have booked their profit. Now they have the excess money which they want to park somewhere. They are going to park into the bond market, right? Now, the point is in which economy they are going to park right now. The US, right? Because right now, still, lot of people believe that US is still the kingpin of oil and the world. So this is going to be confirmed. Then we have the EI natural gas stock change. So this will have an impact on the natural gas prices, although they are showing that they might fall down, right? So this is the data. Previously it was in negative. Now we have to see if figures come in positive, then we'll see a sharp fall into the price of natural gas. Then we have the oil rig counts, right? So this is very important. It is been continuously rising. Let's have a look. See, right? So in April 1, there is a decrease, and when there is a decrease, the demand of oil is going to rise because very few machines are working, right? So considered oil as an commodity, right, which is being manufactured in a machine which is called the rig, right? So if lot of machines are working, we have lot of inventories, right, which we can sell. If those machines are not working, that means we have limited supply, which will push the prices up. So this is the thing which we need to keep into mind. And that's all from my side, right? We have covered all the important news, the important datas, along with the technical market symmetry. And I hope after watching this, you have a very, very clear vision that how to plan today, uh, right? As a trader, right? What kind of trades you're going to plan? What are the alternative scenario? What kind of market symmetry we've been identifying? And according to that, what are the trajectory which we've been expecting that prices might reach in the future when this data is going to get released? So that's all from my side. This side, Anurag, I thank you, all of you, for watching this session with patience, and I hope you have taken your notes. And this is a recorded session, right? Those who want the recording of this session, they need to message their relationship manager, or else you can visit my social media handles with the name My Star Mentor Anurag on YouTube. My Star Mentor, right? You'll find this recorded sessions along with the descriptions and all the important levels which we have discussed over here. Till the time, bye bye and have a great trading day ahead. Thank you.